Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. So, going live on my alternate YouTube channel. This is the first time I've ever gone live on it. So, I had it set up as a backup, and it looks like that's going to have to be it's going to have to be established because there's definitely a problem right now with YouTube censoring. So as we go forward, we'll see obviously more censoring for those of us that are trying to share information that the deep state basically does not want you to know. So I'll be a little bit more careful of what I share, and as as we move forward, we'll be able to hopefully continue the sharing of information. We have different ways to share that. Now, I know a lot of you know that I have another channel with Jay Campbell called the optimizedtribe.com. And that's on the other side of the wall. We're going to offer more um, content on that side. It used to be our Sunday show was live. That show that we had on Sunday got me knocked down for 2 weeks. My second strike, so one more strike and I'm gone. So all my content will be gone. So, which who really goes back and looks through all that old content? Some of you, I know, and thank you very much. But most of us are like in the here now and want to know what's going on right now, and that's kind of what I share. So that's why I'm starting this other channel to basically skirt, hopefully under the wire and still bring content, still bring guests on, and we'll talk about subjects that matter to you, matter to the world, and so forth. So a lot of us that create this content basically start up another channel. Um, I know like some people have had 20 different channels over time, and they're very frustrated. I don't want to be frustrated. I'm never going to be frustrated. I'm just creating new ways to share information. I have a michaelkjaco.com site, which is going to go live here pretty soon. And we're looking at basically sharing live on that. And then, and that will be, open to anyone. And then the content within that, being a subscription type thing. So that's the only way you can do it and keep it. Otherwise, it gets out there and you get, you know, um, sanctioned. Basically, they come in and take you down and take away your ability to monetize yourself and so forth. So speaking of that, remember the optimizedtribe.com is where you can go and find my content subscription service, and we're adding more and more to that. It's becoming more and more valuable, and we want to continue that, and it will continue. And then there's other things that I'm doing, a podcast that's coming up soon, and so forth. Learning how to do that. It's not you just start it, and then and most people only do like 2 or 3 podcasts at the most a week. I'm used to doing a show, every day, sometimes several times a day. I did on Sunday, I did 3 different shows, and the day before that, 3 different shows. So there's lots of content, lots of information I want to share. I want to share it with the world, but they're making it virtually impossible for that to happen unless you're on some kind of subscription thing where they can come in and mess with you. So I know a lot of you guys are like, well, go to Rumble. Rumble is also now deleting people as fast as their stuff is going up, like the stuff that I get that I've been deleted for. And on BitChute, you can't go live on BitChute. You can only upload into BitChute. So most of you guys like the live, and I like the giving you the live because that brings a lot of you guys and we get to share a lot of information and have a good time and so forth. So as we go forward, that's what we're going to do. Is everyone is doing that. We all have our fingers crossed that at some point another something like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter is going to come along, and we're all going to go to that and blow it up. So until that time, we just kind of swim around and figure out other ways to beat the system. So let me share the screen. There's a few things I want to share. There's I think a lot of excitement that's going on with some of the stuff that's being revealed. Uh, Unfortunately, there's still manipulation going on, and it's being exposed. Let's look at Texas, for instance, right now. Massive cold snap going deep into the south, and it's basically locking up the windmills that the current governor, Governor Abbott, who I've said many times is basically a rhino, Republican in name only, that has basically attached himself to the deep state. And the only thing that keeps Texans from being another California is the fact that there's so many good other Republicans there. And I'll say Republicans, I'll just say, people with good heads on their shoulders. How about that? And it doesn't matter what a party you're with. If you have a good head on your shoulders and you're really looking out for the people, and you're making wise decisions that are based on for the people and not for these deep state people, then that's where we want to go in the future. So let's listen to a little bit of this.
Trump did warn about windmills, and now the windmills in Texas are frozen. And Silence Duca at NBA, he has his own page as well, and I'm going to be sharing a lot of his stuff in today's article. But he wrote, our government has enough money that things like this should never be a problem. Problems like this exist because the government wants them to exist, plain and simple. And this is under Joe Biden. So the Zero Hedge article, some Houston emergency shelters have lost power, the mayor says. These are shelters to help the people that don't have power, and now they lose power. What happened to generators, right? And Carly Baum posted this message about President Trump talking about windmills. And he did say that what happens if there's no wind, right? And in this case here, he was talking about frozen, what's happening in Texas is about frozen windmills. So they really need that for their energy, and so the financial.
So Jaco, the new financial system, it's some people are saying it's already been implemented and it's already doing its job. It's slowly squeezing the big banks. The big banks are trying to, in desperation, double, triple, quadruple, and more down on shorting the silver, because once silver takes off, it basically is going to destroy the banks. So a lot of you guys like myself are buying silver like crazy. That's a good thing, because the latest that I saw here on Beach Broadcast, she has a graph where they're looking at silver in the future, a few years out. $12,000 an ounce. Yeah. So you want your silver, guys. Want to be getting the silver. However you can get the silver, stock up on it. And in the future, we're going to see some amazing things happen, I believe. Gold, silver, platinum. Buy as much as you can afford at this point. Don't, sell the house. Don't, sell the farm. Get enough that you can buy. Dollar cost average in it the best you can right now. So here's another thing. Let's listen to a little bit of this from Russia with love.
News is that, and this is huge. You have to excuse me. I'm having little coughing fits in between each of these segments. So, with the financial news, Putin announced yesterday total independence from the Rothschild-controlled U.S. dollar. No longer going with their fiat currency, guys. Big news. This broke 2 days ago. And 2 years ago, he prohibited Rothschilds and the Rothschild NWO banking cabal from operating in Russian territory. So Putin is getting ready. We already know Putin. He's signed up with Jaco. He's in. He's ready. He gave that the football the soccer ball to President Trump. 62.80 to 1. Why is it dropping, right? And then you see the silver. Okay, let's take a look at the silver. Again, they're projecting this for 2024. The silver they're projecting for 2024 would be $8,400 an ounce. The silver projected for 2025, they don't have a 2024, so they have to go to 2025, is 12,000 an ounce, guys. So I'm just, now this is again what we were told, as these are the numbers that would be kind of the estimated numbers after the revaluation, the reset, the gold backed currency, right? Best I can. On January, or 7 days of trading, no price change, right? So he's saying, okay, it went from 25, excuse me, here we go. February 2nd, it's 25.38, 25.20. Yeah, but the outstanding shares, 50 million ounces were removed, right? How is that even possible? So William Middlecoop, he posted, it's official, not enough physical silver available for SLV. This is they had to make a update to their prospectus that's filed with the Security and Exchange Commission. The amendment warns that the fund now, the ETF, silver ETF SLV, admits trouble sourcing metal and vulnerability to dramatic short squeeze. The amendment warns that the fund now may be vulnerable to a dramatic short squeeze, like the recent short squeeze in GameStop that caught.
Okay, so what is going on with that? So the banks are desperate. They're looking for another way to value themselves. And I believe that's what's going on right now with the cryptocurrency. So they're looking to go fully into cryptocurrency, while real money is going to explode and they won't be able to stay in that market. So they're going to create something else. So I know a lot of us are in cryptocurrency. I'm using it as a hedge for other things. I've done really well with it. There's all this, every time that I've invested in cryptocurrency, I've done really well. That doesn't mean you just randomly invest in it. You do a little research, and some of the stuff that I had recommended earlier, I'm out of. XRP, I'm out of it. Now, a lot of you guys are still heavy into it. That's up to you. That's your choice. And then there's other things that I invested in that have done exceptionally well. I got out of them and moved into other things, right? What are they, Mike? I'm not going to tell you. It's up for you to intuitively decide. And that's why I have intuitive courses. So if you want my intuitive courses, go to Unleashing Intuition Secrets, and you'll find all my courses where you can become intuitive and have this information for yourself. And when I put this out, you're like, yeah, done that, Mike. We're on the same sheet of music. Some of you guys do that. I love that. And that's the way it should be going forward, guys. We're all like working together to change the way that we exist here on planet Earth. And all of this negativity that's been going on for thousands of years about ready to collapse. Mitch McConnell, speaking of negative, doubles down. GOP Senate leader now attacking Trump in Wall Street Journal op-ed, pushes criminal charges. So he's doubling down on stupid because that's what he is. And so he's saying that January 6th was a shameful day. A mob bloodied law enforcement. A mob was let. There's video of it. A mob was let into the Capitol. There's video of it. They were bypassing metal detectors. There was an officer that's seen allowing them to go around it. So there's video of that. There's video of people that were involved that have been identified as Antifa operatives that had large groups that they said they were bringing to the January 6th peaceful protest that I was at. I even saw this little mob that was running around saying, "Fuck Antifa." That was the group that went in. So they're trying to like make people think that they're like right wingers, right? They're actually the opposite. So there is no question former President Trump bears moral responsibility. His supporters stormed. Who stormed it? It's been identified. Antifa. The Capitol because of the unhinged falsehood. So now that we know that, and we hear this clown town coming out and talking as if we don't know what's going on, and we're supposed to listen to his deep state rhetoric, it's basically exposing him. So President Trump, when he was still in office, in an interview, had said that What if I lost everything? What if I lost everything? Then we would really find out who was with us and who was not, right? So now that's what we're finding out. So who among your friends are still on board? Who among your friends and relatives and people you know are still on board? There's not a lot, right? Some people are giving up, and that's too bad because there's unfortunately there's a lot of things that are in the works to basically entrap them and maybe even unfortunately eliminate them from this earth. So you have to be really you have to stay in these higher levels of consciousness so that you can make informed decisions. All right, so he has proven himself, right? So Trump appears to have lost everything, right? But there's still um, the possibility that he might still be around in some form or another, right? And I think we know what that is. So stunning admission. Pentagon admits it has been testing wreckage from UFO crashes and findings may change our lives forever. So here it is. It's been leaking here and there, and more information is coming through. The Sun, the Defense Investigative Association released 154 pages of test results that includes reports on a mysterious memory metal called nitinol, which remembers its original shape when folded. Kind of sounds like Terminator, doesn't it? So there's this disclosure of this information that's coming out. So Dutch Sense in his site basically has talked about heavy seismic activity. I'm feeling that this is going to be a problem going forward, guys. Heavy seismic activity coming our way. So he talks about there has been a major increase in seismic activity, 6.5 plus wise over the past few weeks, to the point where average non-seismic enthusiast people are starting to notice. So people are starting to see some of this. So of course, some of this is dumb activity being destroyed, but there is real seismic activity that's on increase as well. We went from months without any 7.0 activity to a flurry of nearly 7 different 7.0 range. And usually when they kick up at that level, guys, there's usually a massive earthquake in the works. Whether it's 7 different 7.0 or 4 different 7.0, it's still a major increase from months without anything this size. We have taken a step up when it comes to magnitudes and also have taken a step up in the frequency in which they're happening more frequently. So not only are they going up, but they're coming closer and closer together. And this usually leads to a very, very large, devastating earthquake. This is the way it's been. This all stems back to the deep earthquakes increasing in number and power. The push coming from below the Pacific plate, right? I have someone that I speak with on occasion. One of my clients that is in the outside of Tokyo, and they felt the recent 7.4, 7.7, whatever it was, in Fukushima. So there's definitely a seismic activity increase. When it hits Japan, it usually works around through Alaska and down into the U.S. So that could be coming for the U.S. a nice big fatty. All right, so be careful out there. Have your earthquake plans ready, and as we go forward, you need to be ready and prepared. So that's all I'm sharing. This is like my new site. Let's see, I got 23 people watching right now. Usually I have 10, or, close to 10,000. But I think we'll build it up and we'll have a good time over here in this new channel until the other one comes up, and we'll see if we can keep that one around for a little bit longer. But tell all your friends, Mike is on a new platform, and come on over, and we'll keep this show going for as long as we can. All right, lots of love out there, and we'll see you guys next time.